Men, be honest. Women don't appreciate your presence until you're gone. You may think she likes you, but her true feelings are when you're not there. We're breaking that down today. Welcome back to Man of Substance, where we teach men how to navigate relationships with clarity, confidence, and control. Today, we're exploring how women feel without you. She misses you, but it's more complicated. Her emotions and mindset change, and depending on who you are as a man, she CRAVs you more or slowly replaces you in her mind. Modern dating has taught men that women need constant attention. Just a lie. The space you create by leaving, intentionally or not, determines whether she respects you or sees you as disposable. Here's reality. A woman's mental and emotional state when you're away reveals her true interest. Some women will feel deep longing, others uncertainty, and some nothing at all, which is also a message. Most men don't realize this because they're too busy chasing, over-explaining, or fixing something that's not broken. Breaking it down today. I'll teach you how to recognize the 7 things a woman feels when you're gone. Use them to your advantage, and most importantly, maintain control in your relationships. Let's begin. First, I've created a Podia community where I explain everything step by step. No nonsense, practical advice will boost your confidence and help you make deeper connections. The best part? Only the first 20 members will receive a discount. Do not hesitate. Click the description link to reserve your spot. Share this with someone who could use it. She questions your worth. Stepping back forces a woman to face a simple but uncomfortable question. Was he worth my time? Women miss men for more than just their absence. They miss a man who made their lives better. If you were just another guy texting her nonstop, validating her every move, or being overly available, your absence won't matter. But if you were a man who brought leadership, excitement, and security, she feels the gap when you leave. At first, she may not notice. She'll carry on like nothing happened, enjoying other guys' attention and living her life. Something changes over time. She questions her initial attraction to you. Was he confident? His goal? How he made me feel? She starts to evaluate your worth differently after these thoughts. Now things get interesting. If you were a man who stood his ground, maintained his standards, and made her work for your attention, she'd miss you. She'll see other men not measuring up. That masculine energy, excitement, and presence are gone. After losing something, a woman CRAVs it. However, she won't feel much if you're too available, eager, or focused on making her happy. She may be relieved to know you weren't as important as she thought. Consider a common situation. A man dates a woman for months, always trying to make time for her. She likes it, but never appreciates it. One day, he retreats. Less texting, less availability, more self-focus. She initially doesn't care. A week passes. Then 2. She sees him go about his business unconcerned. Now she's questioning her place in his life. His value soars then. This makes absence powerful. It makes a woman see you as a man she values or can forget. Valued men know this. He doesn't demand attention. He's not relentless. He treats his presence as a privilege. When a woman doubts your worth, she realizes she may have lost something irreplaceable. That's the difference between a forgotten and respected man. 2, her ego suffers. Do not believe a woman who says she doesn't care when you leave. Her ego observes. Women are used to being pursued. They're used to men trying to impress, win over, or check in on them. So she feels it when you go silent and stop feeding that attention loop. In her ego, not her heart. At first, she may ignore it. He must be busy. Soon he'll text. But then hours become days and days become weeks. That's when confusion begins. He's not reaching out. Why? Most men today date out of fear. Fear of losing her, fear of forgetting. Her finding someone else worries her. They keep checking in, liking her posts, and sending pointless, "Hey, how's your day?" texts to stay relevant. But a man who knows his worth doesn't. He knows his attention pays off. A woman feels it when he removes it, due to her sudden loss of control. The key is here. Women don't always show their ego bruises. Instead of contacting him, she may post more on social media, dress up, or interact with guys she ignored. Don't be duped. It's not about them. All about you. She wants to know if you'll notice, react, and if she still controls you. Take this case. A man and woman talk often. She likes the attention, but doesn't commit. He quits texting first. At first, she ignores it. But after a few days, she subtly tests, viewing his stories, liking an old post, and even mentioning his name in a group chat to see if he responds. No, she doesn't miss him. Misses validation. When he doesn't bite, the ego hit becomes frustration. A man who resists chasing forces a woman to face her insecurity. When she wonders why you're not acting like everyone else, she's playing your game. 3. She feels empowered. Women are accustomed to dating control. They know most men will do anything to keep their attention. Always try to impress. Text first, double text if ignored. Most guys accept that dynamic unknowingly. When you step back, the power dynamic changes. It initially doesn't bother her. She assumes you'll return, reach out, or play hard to get. Time passes with no result. She starts feeling strange things then. Uncertainty. Women dislike uncertainty when they think they have control. Most women enter situations knowing they have options. She thinks she can replace you easily. However, removing yourself without explanation, begging, or checking in forces her to admit something uncomfortable. Maybe he didn't value me as much as I thought. This realization bothers her. It makes her doubt everything. Was she being pursued or pursuing? Now things get interesting. Her mind obsesses over losing control as she feels it. Because women aren't used to wandering. They are accustomed to being pursued, having options, and controlling their emotional pace. Men disrupt the game by flipping the script and not engaging. She suddenly checks her phone. Frustrated she is. She wonders why he's not acting like everyone else. She gets more emotional as she thinks about it. Self-control is effective because of this. When you don't act desperate or feed the validation-seeking cycle, you position yourself as a man who chooses his attention. That makes a woman rethink everything. Because attraction isn't about always being present. Know when to step back and let her feel the power shift. She'll either return on your terms or admit she never valued you. You win either way. 4. Her appeal grows. When you withdraw, a woman becomes more interested in you. Distance confuses her, not because she's in love. When you're unavailable, people crave what they can't get. Women don't like men who smother them. They like emotional experiences. One of the strongest attractor emotions is uncertainty. Not knowing where she stands with you and feeling out of control. This makes things exciting. It was clear when you responded instantly, liked all her photos, and validated her constantly. Since she had your attention, she didn't need to chase it. Something changes inside her when you pull back, and she realizes she's not the center of your world. At first, she won't notice. She'll continue her day, expecting you to call. Then time passes. She checks her phone for a message but finds none. She sees you online, but no texts follow. She suddenly thinks about you more than usual. So here it is. It's not about you yet. It's her reaction to your space. Our nature is simple. Too much availability makes us take it for granted. However, scarcity increases value. When you stop being accessible, that happens. She may delay action. She may even try to convince herself she doesn't care. Internally, the change has occurred. She no longer feels secure with the man she thought would always be there. That small fear of losing you drives her attraction more than anything else. Men who understand attraction never overgive. They know women's emotions are affected by emotional highs and lows, not just consistency. Men who are nice or supportive don't keep women interested. Her attraction to him lasts even when he's gone because he makes her feel something real. She becomes more invested than she expected when she feels that pull. 5. She tests you when your absence affects a woman. She won't just watch. She will test you. Though unintentional, this is her way of testing her control over your attention. No random tests here. They're useful. Her question is whether you'll break the silence, remain emotionally invested, or have moved on. She may start by liking an old post, viewing your stories, or casually mentioning you to mutual friends. These discreet moves are meant to grab your attention without appearing to chase you. If she doesn't get her way, she'll escalate. She may send a random text saying, "Hey, hope you're doing well." Not just a check-in. A test. She wants to see your response promptness. If you respond enthusiastically or work harder, she'll know you're still there. But if you respond casually or not at all, she questions everything. If you seem unconcerned, she may test you harder. She may appear where she knows you'll be, make indirect posts that seem directed at you, or flirt with other men to see if it works. If your absence has disrupted her control, she needs to know if she can bring you back. Men often fail here. These tests indicate she wants them back, so they accept. They respond eagerly, try to restart conversations or worse, revert to the habits that made her take them for granted. A game-savvy man doesn't fall for this. He understands that these tests are not about reconnecting, about regaining power. He doesn't ignore her, but he doesn't reassure her. He responds briefly, doesn't start, and lives. The real change occurs then. She realizes the situation has changed. Her loss of control alone makes her rethink everything. She must work hard if she values you. Maybe she wasn't interested in the first place. 6. To be blunt, she considers other options. If your absence doesn't affect her, she'll look elsewhere. Many men are surprised here. They think she'll wait because they had her attention. Unfortunately, women always have options. When she feels your absence, one of two things will happen. Either she realizes your value and craves your presence, or she decides you weren't important and moves on. Most men don't want to hear this. If she replaces you quickly, you are never important. You must awaken here. Too many men keep asking, "Is she thinking about me? Does she miss me?" Instead of thinking big. If she can move on easily, she never considered you irreplaceable. Why want her back if so? Men fail here. They panic. When they realize she may be considering other options, they panic. They text, check in, or argue their advantage. You've lost the moment you do this. Men who beg for her attention aren't respected. She respects a man whose absence is felt because he was valuable. Knowing your worth is essential. Her haste to seek attention elsewhere reflects on her, not you. A valuable man doesn't seek approval. He doesn't worry about her comparisons. He knows he's the prize. Ask a better question instead of obsessing over whether she's considering other options. Are you a caring man? Because if you were focused on your purpose, growth, and goals, you wouldn't worry about a woman who may not be worth your time. Women admire men who don't beg, chase, or compete for attention. She will realize what she lost if she values you. Unless she does, she was never yours. Reflect on that. 7. The final stage clarifies everything. She submits or moves on. After emotions, tests, doubts, and power shifts, a woman will do one of two things. She'll either accept your value or move on. No middle ground. Break it down. She will change if your absence made her realize your worth. She won't flirt or play games anymore. She will respect you now that she knows you are no ordinary man. She invests after testing. Because she knows you're not just another option, she'll be more feminine, cooperative, and willing to compromise. The prize is you. This is where most men fail, not recognizing this moment. They get excited instead of keeping their cool and letting her return respectfully. They immediately restore order, thinking they've won. They lose all their power when they do this. Let her prove herself. She must prove herself again if she returns. If she knows your worth, she'll do this. What if she moves on? If your absence didn't bring her back? You avoided a bullet. If a woman can easily leave you and move on to another man, she was never truly invested. Men must wake up here. Her departure doesn't hurt. She owns it. An easy-to-leave woman would never stay. She waited for the next best thing. Please be honest. Do you want to fight for a woman who will leave you at the first sign of distance? Do you want to chase someone who only valued you when it was convenient? If your absence didn't make her miss you, she never valued you. High-value men don't beg for women's attention. He lets her pick. He leaves without hesitation if she doesn't choose him. Strong men distinguish themselves by emotional control. This game is won by men who don't let women's choices define them. She returns? Good. She goes? Even better. A man who knows his worth doesn't fear losing anyone. He knows the right people will value him without him having to prove it. Now the bottom line. You win when you retreat and she submits or moves on. Clarity comes. You see her honestly. A woman who respects you will try to keep you. A woman who doesn't. You never owned her. A self-respecting man knows he never has to beg for selection. Your absence is the final test. It eliminates distractions, fake validation, and power plays, revealing the truth. A woman's reaction to your absence reveals her investment, respect, and whether she values what you bring to the table. This controversial truth is what most men don't want to accept. She who can easily replace you wasn't yours. If she moves on without hesitation and ignores your absence, she never valued you. You were optional. A man who knows his worth is never optional. Please allow me to inquire. How often do women lose interest when men chase? When they sense a woman leaving, how often do men panic and act needy? The only way to break the cycle is to realize that your value doesn't decrease because she doesn't see it. Here's my request. Comment below. Tell me about a woman's reaction to your absence that revealed her true intentions. Did she return respectfully? Did she show you she never cared? I'll read them and contact some of you because men need to talk. Remember, a man who knows his worth never asks for selection. Join my Podia community to explore these ideas. Link in description. It offers powerful advice to master masculinity in today's dating world. Focus, stay strong, and defend your power. Thanks for watching. See you next time.